All right, now to GMA Out Loud as we celebrate Pride Month. And this morning, how many in the LGBTQ community are protecting Pride as many corporate sponsors pull back funding on events. Senior national correspondent Steve Osunsami has more on the people stepping up to keep the spirit alive. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you, Lara. From the famous Rainbow Crosswalks here in Atlanta, a number of Pride organizations across the country are having to make big adjustments with fewer headliners and fewer events. The parades, the floats, and the partying in the streets don't look so different this year, but a few big things are missing at this year's Pride events.
Lots of changes this year, and cities nationwide, including Memphis, have seen major corporations stop backing Pride celebrations.
In San Francisco, in Houston, and cities big and small, many of the corporate sponsors who just years ago were standing tall with rainbow flags have left the celebrations. In Columbus, Ohio, they're down $100,000 in corporate donations, $150,000 in St. Louis, down $200,000 in Kansas City. In the home of the nation's first gay Pride March ever, where the riots at the Stonewall Bar began a movement, nearly a quarter of corporate sponsors in New York City have pulled back or canceled support this year, meaning a $750,000 difference.
We see this corporate backslide. We've had almost a 40% decline in companies that are externally supporting prides. What we still see is people showing up in big cities and small towns to declare that ultimate truth, that no matter who you are, you deserve to be seen.
They didn't know what to do in rural Tennessee when a church and a few businesses that used to host the Sumner County Pride Festival said that they couldn't anymore. That's when a local musician and his husband stepped in, hosting the event on their 24-acre farm. More than 300 people came.
It was hard to create this event in a space where there was nothing before, but you saw families feel safe. You saw kids feel safe. We had sponsors that would give us money who basically said, we can't actually put our name on it because we can't take the pushback of what it would be like to support you in a small town like this.
Businesses are saying that they're afraid of the economic uncertainty or the reality that they could be punished for supporting gay and transgender rights. One survey of dozens of corporate executives found that 2 out of 5 said that they were dialing back sponsorship or even appearances at Pride Month activities. Kelly Robinson, the head of the largest gay political group in America, says that she and others will remember their true friends.
I think the interesting thing that you're seeing is companies are trying to walk this fine line where they want to both support our community because they know that we have trillions of dollars of buying power, and they're also trying to cower to this intensified political environment that we're in that wants them to silence our community. So what we're saying is you can't just show up for the LGBT community when it's easy. You've got to show up for us when it's hard. So we're making sure that we're highlighting companies that are doing the good work and also holding companies accountable that haven't been showing up for our community, because this is a time where we need them more than ever to affirm our rights and our presence.
It was President Bill Clinton who first federally recognized Pride Month in June of 1999. This June, the current administration said there was no need.
There are no plans for a proclamation for the month of June, but I can tell you this president is very proud to be a president for all Americans.
In states like Utah and Idaho, state law now prevents people from flying pride flags on government property. But in cities like Boise and Salt Lake City, they're now responding by making the familiar rainbow part of their official city flag.
We're now at a time all across this country where you have to look at what's happening, and you as a queer person, as a gay person, however you want to identify, you have to look at it and say, how am I going to meet this moment, and what am I going to do about it? Corporations need to step up and mean it. I am gay 365 days a year. You can support me and talk to me all year long. And if they're going to back out, then stay out, because other people are going to meet the moment. And that feels also something that I think is happening.
They're meeting the moment in Shepherdstown, West Virginia, a small town that held its first Pride event ever this year, population 1,500, and one of them is their gay mayor. There's a feeling that gay pride might even be a little better, heading back towards the way it used to be, without the flash of big business trying to win the queer dollar. To steal a phrase from a famous gay anthem, that it might be better when sisters are doing it for themselves.
Standing on our own 2 feet. The party really isn't going to stop. Some of the same forces that are driving businesses away are pushing people towards these events. Some of them are seeing record turnout this year, sort of a backlash to the backlash, guys.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Steve, thank you so much.